Welcome back to the Nazarene Nerd Podcast. I'm David, the Nazarene Nerd. Today it's just me. I got nobody here with me today. Figured I'd come on here and just do a little bit of an update of some things that are going to be going on, at least more details about the channel and the podcast and stuff. So I've been kind of on a hiatus with the podcast episodes because mainly one, I haven't had a chance to get anybody else on the podcast. And I'm not that great with doing it by myself. I can, but it's hard to talk to camera when you're by yourself. It's just not something that I enjoy doing. It's easier to talk to somebody. And my niche is kind of hard to do with just one person, at least in my area. Like I like having Dustin on, but usually we talk about sports and a little bit of video games because that's the more of the stuff we like. Maddie, same thing. She's more so music, which I'll have her on here soon with a music episode and a pet peeves episode 2. Same thing with my dad. If he's the one that's more religion based because he's smarter than I am when it comes to that stuff. But I figured I could do this by myself. It doesn't look that great on camera. I mean, I decorated the chair up a little bit. I'm thinking about getting. We have a skeleton that sits on our porch. Well, he hangs on our porch, and no, he doesn't have a noose around his neck, which we thought about that, but he's just hung by a string on our porch. I'm thinking maybe cleaning him up and putting him in the chair there whenever nobody else is here, so I'm talking to somebody. I don't even know what his name is. It's either Sheldon or Mr. Skeleton. Daniel named him, and we had another one that was half his size, but we have no idea where he went. Maybe someone stole him. I don't know. But so the last thing that I've been doing, obviously a lot of work, being the lead now of the shipping department of my job. It's time consuming during the day that I don't get with it. I don't get to think about what I want to do towards the end, after work, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on at work. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. Plus that's my main job. It's kind of what keeps the lights on and allows me to do stuff like this. And secondly, Dustin and I have started a new podcast. It's called The Rockets Recap. I will put a link in the description if you want to go check that out, especially if you're local. It's a podcast that him and I are going to be doing about the Southern Huntington football team. We went to the first home game this past Friday against Northern Bedford. They unfortunately lost. A lot of potential this year, but it's new season, lots of new kids. It's how high school football goes. So that's one thing we've been wanting to do. We were kind of tossing back and forth how we wanted to do it. The first episode doesn't sound that great because, we're using my wireless microphones in his car on the way home just to kind of get our initial thoughts. And it doesn't sound that great. So I think the next time we're either going to sit down in here or do something at his house and get him a setup for a podcast. Because he's definitely coming out of his shell when it comes to talking and being on camera, but I don't know if he wants to do any camera stuff, but right now it's just audio. I'm trying to get this podcast and that one out further. I know that it's a pain if you just want to go directly through outlets, but the one I'm using Spotify for podcasters, which used to be anchor.fm, which it works. Don't get me wrong. I like the hosting site, but I think there could be easier ways of doing it. Anyway, I'm also trying to work with the high school on live streaming their sports. I did 4 of their games last year for football at least, and I thought they turned out pretty well. Obviously, it could be better. Look at Juniata Valley High School; their production is fantastic, but they have a actual club, I think, at the high school, which they have a set budget. They got students controlling it and whatever. Which I would like to do. I talked to our athletic director and one of the guys on our school board, and they seem interested. So I'm going to pitch it at the next school board meeting if they get it on the agenda, and we'll see how that goes. I'll obviously be promoting that as well. It's just nice to keep up with your local sports, support your high school. You're paying your school district taxes. Why not go to the sporting events and go to the events and support the students there? Your kids either went there, you went there, or are going to go there. Just support your local high school. You pay the taxes, you might as well. So that's kind of what's going to be happening relatively soon. Obviously, it's football season, so every Friday, I think except for one Friday, Dustin and I will be at the games. I would love to do like a live reporting or whatever, but there's a lot that goes into it, and we're just, kind of getting our feet wet and getting up off the ground. The next thing that's going to happen for the channel is Uprise Fest, a Christian music festival in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. This is probably the first real vlogging thing that I'll get to do. Wednesday, I'm going to upload a short, very awkward channel update. I'm never good with those, and I'm not good with scripted either. This is why a podcast is much better. I'm sitting down and I'm just talking candidly. I don't like scripted stuff unless it's a play, and I always feel like I'm just reading words off of a paper. If it's I'm not I don't do well with acting if it's not theatrical, because you can tell that it's a script. Where was I going with that? I lost my train of thought, and that's I don't edit too much of these podcasts. There's some stuff at the beginning and stuff at the end I'll edit off, which if I start a Patreon, if I can get some people interested, so I can pay the bills of maybe getting a website and doing stuff like that, I'll do unedited stuff or let people listen live before it gets edited. I'm going to have people call in. This thing here, I'm able to actually have some Bluetooth my phone and have people call in and, have them on the air or whatever. But, Uprise Fest. That's where I was going with that. This tangent that goes off. This is the first real vlog that I'll get to do. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do at the festival. Now I do stage crew, so obviously I have a job there. We're moving stuff around and making sure the bands have what they need and they're set up, properly, whatever. But we have downtime as well, and there's a lot of people there. So I've got ideas of stuff that I want to, go around and interview people and because I do stage crew, I have access to the bands and stuff. So I'm hoping to talk to people like Colton Dixon, John Cooper of Skillet, Kevin of Disciple, just some big names there that I have the opportunity and am blessed to be able to talk to. Get a quick, hey, what's your opinion on this, or pick A and B, just to kind of some sort of like a vlog setup where it's like, oh, this is a thing going around, and then it's a bunch of people in the crowds that I've talked to, and then all of a sudden someone famous that's in the mix there or whatever. But that's the next thing that's coming up. And then we're planning on going to at least one Ren Fair, hopefully two. We're not sure which ones. Maddie's schedule is she's been working most Saturdays, getting more hours, which is great. We're still trying to figure out if we want to go to Maryland, Pittsburgh, or the PA Ren Fair. So that would be the next vlog after that. And then maybe I'll do some vlogging I want to get to a Penn State football game. I'll get some like student life and stuff like that, like tailgating or whatever. So, and then I believe there is another Sci-Fi ValleyCon in November that I want to hit, because we didn't get to go to the one in June, which is the first time in a few years we didn't get to go. But that was money wise, and just we didn't have time to really just go. We figured, we saved the money and we do, we got other more important things to do. So that's at least the main things that we are going to be doing in the fall. Now there's trick-or-treating, maybe get some Halloween videos up. We're going to have a Halloween party, but that's, for friends, unless you live local or whatever. But there's, a lot going on at the end of the year, a lot more holidays at the end of the year, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, Labor Day. I think it's Labor Day or Memorial Day. I forget all the national like veterans and stuff holidays. I always forget which one's which. I just know thank your veterans and your people who serve. That's all I remember. But that's about all I think I got going on at the end of the year. I'm going to try to get more. One more. I got an interview scheduled for next Sunday. I'm not sure if I'll be able to upload the next day just because I'll be busy. Sam Christia of Liliac, they're going to be in Duncansville Sunday, September 1st. And he agreed to sit down with me and talk. And I'm hoping to get the other band members as well at some point. I'm going to try to bring a setup to be able to interview them on their tour bus, because we haven't seen them since last year. We usually only see them about once a year now, just because of the way their schedule works, and we're getting busier and whatnot. But that's coming up as well. So I'm going to try to get some more interviews. I got some people lined up. schedules got busy, especially with school happening and a lot of people having kids in school. So just keep an eye out for some more interviews coming up. And definitely I'm going to have a lot more content. I'm going to try to upload twice a week, if not once a week, just because it's just me editing and I'm not used to editing and making things look that great. This is just, it's a hobby of mine. But like I said before, I go all in. So I'm going to try to do what I can to make it look the best and get it out as quickly as possible. But that's all about all I got for this episode. I know it's a lot shorter, but it's just me. I'm not really having a conversation with somebody. I'm just talking to you guys, all three of you that listen. Now, I think I average about 30 to 60 people, at least on YouTube, and then one or two on Spotify or iTunes or whatever. YouTube is a bigger platform for podcasting now, I think. Plus, you can import your RSS feed from other platforms that aren't on YouTube Music and import them to that, which I think is great. YouTube is a really good resource for content creators at this point. Don't really know of too many other platforms that are, as robust. Instagram's better for pictures, and we're using that, Dustin and I, for our high school football, updates. I was updating at least one at the end of each quarter, the score. But keep an eye out for what else is coming this year. And if you like what you're seeing or hearing, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like this video, like it on iTunes or give it a rating, do all the things. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube. So share the word. Just a, nerd dad in central Pennsylvania just trying to have fun and pass the time, really, with just interesting hobbies and interesting people. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.